Rik Emmett talks about a time that a Triumph fan came to his door. You know, we all talk about someone coming up to you when you're eating dinner at a restaurant. Rock stars and actors and celebrities in general get that probably all the time, right? But when they come to your door unannounced, it's a little unnerving. It's sort of a Cheech and Chong story. We talked to Rik Emmett, formerly the lead voice and guitarist of Triumph, on Rock History Music. New baby, all of a sudden there's a fan trying to knock on, invading your space. I've always forgotten to ask people about that because obviously that happens. Tell us that story.
Yeah, that one in particular, and I could have told any one of a couple of dozen, but this one is the one that made it to the book because it was the one that stuck with me in a life-changing kind of way. So, first child, bring it home from the hospital day, up to the bedroom, beautiful April spring day, fresh, beautiful breeze. So windows were all open, and we're up in the second floor, and my wife is sitting in the rocker, and she, for the first time she's breastfeeding the baby, and we're just having one of those moments that's like, and all of a sudden I can hear horn honking and from in front of the house, and I go to the front of the house and I look out the window and I can see there's these guys, they've got this car that's like, something right out of Cheech and Chong. I'm not joking. The smoke from, the grass smoke was just pouring out the windows of this thing, and they're going, "Hey, Rik, hey, Rocket, hey, man, Triumph." And they got the music on their 8-track. I don't know if it was an 8-track, but that just helps the story. So, so they come up and they're walking across my front lawn and they're coming to the front door and I'm going, oh my, well, I'm not answering the door. And they're ringing the doorbell and they're knocking and stuff and they're yelling my name. And in those days, I had a nice big lot where the house was, a big long driveway up to the house, but I didn't have any fences or anything. So then they came around the back. They just came walking around and they came up on the back deck and they were looking in the windows and they're yelling at, now they can see, guitars and gold records on the walls and they're going, "Yeah, man, this is his place. Yeah, I'm going, oh, God." So when they finally gave up and they went away, the first thing that Jeanette and I did was get on the phone to, like security companies, like, okay, we're going to put in, barbed wire fences and landmines, and we had a guy come out and he looked around and he said, "You got too many basement windows. You got stairs that go up to the second floor in the back." He goes, "Your house is a nightmare. Let me tell you what to do, okay? First of all, you're going to build big fences along your property line at the back. So you're going to, barricade it because the back is the only place you can establish a perimeter. At the front, you're going to put one of these, intercom things by the door. And, anybody comes and they ring your bell and you don't want them, just go to the intercom and go, 'Hello, no, he no longer live here,' and my wife was really good at that. She didn't do Mexicans, but she would say, nah, he moved away a long time ago. And, they would buy it. Anyway, so then he said, "Here's a card. Friend of mine trains the dogs for the Hamilton Wentworth drug squad, chase guys down at the airport squad. German Shepherds, they're trained to kill on the right command, And I went, all right. So I bought a dog. I think at the time the dog was $800 and the training was $800. So it was $1,600, but it was way cheaper than if I had tried to, and the dog was incredible. It was really gentle with the baby and perfectly fine around the family. But if the dog was on a leash and I just gave the leash a little bit of a yank and said the word "watch," the dog would like just turn into this. And the way you see those videos where a guy's wearing padded elbows and the dog, the dogs come and they bite him and they chase him down and they pull him down. Like the dog was trained to be able to do that stuff, So we had big "beware of dog" signs on the fence. And after that, we had never had a problem. They'd come to the door and there would be times, there would be like one night where there would be a car full of, I'm saying this because it's, self-aggrandizing, but a car full of young, attractive ladies. And they would come to the doorbell and say, "Oh, we got a flat tire. Can we use your phone?" To which my wife would be standing at the door going, "No, Well, you give me the phone number of that you want, and I'll call for you. And then they would go, oh, no, oh, does Rik Emmett live here? My wife would go, no, he moved away a long time ago. Goodbye.
When I read that part about the guys coming, with the car, I thought this is like a Santa Claus story. Doug and Bob McKenzie they do live. They're real.
Yeah, it wasn't two guys. It was four. There was it was like a tiny little Cheech and Chong bike gang. You know what they looked like? They looked like the Sons of Anarchy.
Oh God. You've got on your list Still Life Talking, one of my all-time favorite albums too. Matheny, first concert I saw when I moved from Edmonton to Vancouver. I almost cried. I did, because obviously Lyle was there. We've lost him now, but Lyle has this moodiness, about him. He creates this mood. Those guys work together so well.
Yeah, and their shared love of Bill Evans. Like, I don't know if you have a lot of Bill Evans records, but if you want to get to where Lyle got that, it comes from Bill Evans. And so, and Bill played with Miles Davis and did many records of his own. There's a great record. I think it's Bill Evans and Toot Steelman. So it's just harmonica and piano, and it's really good, So anyhow,
when I was young, someone gave me Keith Jarrett's Clone concert. I remember going, is he grunting? What's going? I remember that just transfixed me. And then after that, I got into Bill Evans. Late for Bill Evans, because then I read up about his life and I went, oh my God, there's another Jaco Pastorius, like the tortured.
I like talking to you because we're not just, talking about, so when Triumph played in Cleveland,
by the way, I've interviewed you more than anybody else ever in 40 years.
That's nice. Good.
There you go. You and Steve Hackett from Genesis is second, and I think Mark Farner's not far behind.
Yes.
So it's all guitarists, man.
Man, nice company, though.
Lay It on the Line is the new book from Rik Emmett. It's an amazing book. It's more about life than it is really about Triumph, but there's a lot of juicy Triumph stories, a lot of great fan stories on there. But what I enjoyed the most is his rules to life, rules that he used to become a successful rock star, really. And some of these rules I used to live by, and I've forgotten them. You know how it is when you have something that works for you, and then years later you go, when did I stop doing that? There's a lot of that in Rik Emmett's book, Laying on the Line. Links in the top of the description where you can pick it up directly from the publisher. We'll have more from Rik Emmett in the next few days. Really, comment on our videos because we read all the comments. Subscribe to our channel. It really does help. If you want to make a donation to the channel, at the very top of the description, there's a PayPal link. You can join our Patreon and get early access to our videos. Like our videos and share them on social media. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music. Take care of yourself.